Prime Day is almost upon us. And if you're like me, you kind of spend the days leading up to it telling yourself, I don't need much. I've got a couple things I'll look at. And, it's kind of fun to browse. And then the day hits and the panic sets in. The fear of missing out. It's a lightning deal. You only have 25 more minutes to decide. What is a person to do? If only we had some sort of intelligence system to help us sort things out. This is the year I'm trying to get things under control. I'm trying not to buy things I don't need and trying to get rid of the things that I don't use. How can AI help me create a plan of attack for Prime Day? Step 1, let's create a master plan. Let's start out by creating a list and maybe a budget and doing a little brainstorming. AI is really great at being a co-collaborator with you, kind of tossing ideas around. So let's start out with something simple like, I'm looking for Prime Day deals. I am interested in maybe upgrading my home office a little bit. I have my eye on maybe some bone conducting headphones. I always like kitchen gadgets. Gosh, we could use like a little end table or accent chair. What you got? So we've got bone conduction headphones, Shocks Open Run 2. So I've been interested in these. Wow. Ha! Okay, I forgot ChatGPT could do that. I forgot it actually had sort of shopping in the sidebar. Bonus points to ChatGPT. Back to what I was saying. I've been interested in these bone conducting headphones for a while. I have Apple AirPods that work really well, but I do some trail running sometimes, and I sometimes wish I could kind of hear nature a little bit more, or, make sure coyotes aren't stalking me. So I'm sort of interested in these, but they're a little pricey. Kitchen gadgets. Well, that's kind of fun. Little micro peelers. All those little things that you kind of want a ginger grater, but never exactly need. Furniture and accents. Very cute. Very nice. What to expect on Prime Day. Here's some deals. Looks like there's a 30% Prime Day discount incoming. I wonder where it's getting that information from. Tom's Guide, I guess. Good to know. I am also looking for a console table to sit behind our sofa. Yep, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Early Prime deals. I am not seeing this as an early Prime deal, but okay, that's interesting. So it is listing it as on sale, not showing it over here, but showing it when you click through. All right, good to know. Okay, this is great. Step 2, let's set a budget. Great, these are some great ideas. I do need to kind of set a budget for myself. I'd love to spend no more than about $300, and I'd like to prioritize that console table and maybe an air fryer for the kitchen. So can you create a list for me and mark the console table and the air fryer as needs and mark everything else as wants and just make a short little list for me to keep track of things? So here's my needs, top priorities, and my wants. Wonderful. All right, so the next step, I've done a little bit of research and I know sort of the types of things I'm looking for, but you know how hard it is to wade through all the reviews and see what people have to say, what's good, what's bad. This is where AI really shines, and there's several different ways it can really help. All right, so looking at these bone conducting headphones, I'm interested, but I'm not $150 interested. I might be $40 interested, especially if there was a Prime Day sale. So what if I asked it, can you show me some of the other very inexpensive versions of these headphones and maybe find like the top 3 ranked models? On wireless, $50. That's pretty good. Generic, $19. I mean, wow, that is quite inexpensive. All right, let's take a look at that one. All right, so it looks like there are quite a few highly rated headphones. So the next thing that I kind of like to do is use Amazon's AI. They are providing Rufus is their AI that you can just ask questions inside of Amazon and find out more about the product. So I very often will go in and ask something like, what are the top 3 customer complaints in the reviews, and what are the top 3 positive things that users have to say about this product? And Rufus is going to go check and say sound quality might not be great, fit and comfort might be uncomfortable for extended use, and the battery life might not meet the advertised 10 hours. Top 3 positive things: safety and awareness, waterproof functionality, that's good to know, comfort and durability. That is definitely what Amazon is doing down here at the top of their reviews. They're using AI to kind of give you a generic overview, but I like to kind of refine that just a little bit sometimes. You glean a few more details occasionally by asking more direct questions. Great. $30 with a 10% off coupon. So one thing I have noticed, Prime deals are sometimes not better than the pricing slightly before and slightly after Prime Day. So, of course, I have to mention not AI, but Camel, because that is a tool that just lets you check on the historical pricing of an object. So I'm just going to copy that URL in, look that up. Interesting. So not a super old product. So they introduced it at 60 and immediately dropped it to 30. All right, so that's good to know. Also, so it hasn't been around forever. Also good to know these might not last, but for $30, that's actually kind of what I'd expect. All right, good to know. Throw it in the cart, which really means I'm saving that for later. So this is great. I've got a plan. I've got a budget. I've got a list of things to look for, and I've even got some ideas about some things I'm keeping my eye on that I might just want to go ahead and buy even without a Prime Day deal. I am set, right? The lightning deal. Yeah, that always gets me. Things pop up and I'm like, oh man, what? I think I need that. $17 for a waffle maker that makes trucks? What? Come on. If I fail to make a plan for lightning deals, I am planning to fail. Back to ChatGPT. I'm about to impulse buy a waffle maker that makes adorable little trucks and car waffles, and it's only $17, but I need a reality check. Give me 3 good reasons to buy this and 3 reasons I don't need to buy this, please. This is where chat really can come in handy. Okay, 3 good reasons. For $17, you're getting waffles shaped like trucks. That's whimsical serotonin. It could nudge you toward more home-cooked meals. Yes, it could. Uh-oh. 3 reasons you might not need to buy it. Single-use gadget clutter alert. That, I believe, is my middle name. If you already own a waffle maker, this is a form over function duplicate. Okay. I actually own possibly 2 waffle makers. Impulse buys add up. 6 of them later, and you've accidentally spent your console table money on breakfast whimsy. Oh, that's a really good one. That puts it a little bit into perspective. 1 isn't a big deal, but how many lightning deals do I usually buy on Prime Day? Yeah, it's more than 1. Verdict: if it sparks joy and won't blow your budget, it's a harmless bit of delight. But if you're on a mission to prioritize space, minimalism, or your Prime Day list, maybe sleep on it. This was great. That, to me, is exactly the voice of reason I needed, because even the reasons for it were really good reasons. And there was a time in my life where this would have seen a ton of use. But that time is not now. Bonus tip time. All right, so let's say I found that air fryer I was looking for, or maybe I went ahead and bought the waffle maker, because who doesn't love waffles? So these are the things you already know full well that AI is great at, but we may as well incorporate them into the Prime Day experience to really maximize it, right? I just bought a brand new air fryer. Could you give me 7 meal ideas for 2 people? Thanks. Great. Boom. And it can make me a grocery list. Perfect. I also may have bought a waffle maker that makes waffles shaped like cars and trucks. Can you give me 4 waffle recipes with toppings that might be kind of fun? Banana bread waffles, cinnamon roll waffles. What? Savory cheddar chive waffles plus scrambled eggs plus hot sauce? I may have to rethink that not needing this waffle maker stance that I took earlier. chocolate waffles plus whipped cream plus berries. Would you like one of these written as a full printable recipe card or themed plating ideas like garage trays or pothole syrup tips? I'm totally in for this. Oh, ChatGPT, so am I. So, final bonus tip, go make a separate chat every time you don't impulse buy something. Make a little note what you were going to buy, how much it cost, and after the fog of Prime Day has lifted, go back into that chat, ask for it to tally up the list of expenses of what you avoided, and feel proud of yourself knowing you have saved yourself space and you have saved yourself money. So together with AI, we can survive and even thrive in Prime Day. All right, go make your list, go make your plan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.